You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Beauty and the Beast After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Beauty and the Beast After Show.
Hey there, Beasties.
Hi,
Let the song play, because I'm going to tell you a story about it real quick. Thank you for joining us here at AFTERBUZZ TV for one of your favorite after-show recaps, Beauty and the Beast. I'm your host, Alikona Bradford, joined by the handsome, chivalrous gentleman, Alex Angarita.
Hi, everyone. I guess that's me.
He guesses. So, I know this is about Beauty and the Beast, but I swear you guys, this song, I thought was not called Jealousy.
What did you think it was, Alikona? Just say it out loud.
You know, I thought it said, "Hey, Jesse."
That makes no sense. There's no...
Hey, Jesse.
You can't expect a lot of logic tonight.
No, okay, so I'm fired. I'm no longer allowed to sing anything anymore.
Jesse.
But let's talk about Beauty and the Beast tonight, because it was a big episode. Everybody was tweeting about it, held hostage, which obviously was the theme, but the underlying theme was jealousy.
Not Jesse, because that wouldn't make any sense.
No.
Right? We established that.
Yeah, we've established that.
Okay.
Okay, so we're talking about jealousy here.
Yes.
Let's just talk about, I'm going to go into a little fast forward action here. There was a bit of a standoff between Tori and Kat at one moment, and they were like really, for lack of better words, having a pissing contest. Forgive my potty mouth, but I mean...
I'm not going to think about the logistics. But I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, girls, we are so catty. And fighting over some... Well, first of all, Vincent is not even the same Vincent that we know and love. He's a big butthole. You're just giving me a blank stare right now.
There's a lot going on.
There is a lot.
Stare.
Sorry. So I'm sorry if I am confusing you as well, too. There's just a lot on my mind because this is a very loaded episode. But I'll go back to just the face-off, because there was a lot of tension and a lot of jealousy, both between Kat and Tori over Vincent, obviously. One trying to prove that they now have a deep connection with him, obviously Tori. So just really rubbing in the fact that she's a beast, too, which is something Kat will never be. So you will never have that connection.
There was a lot of that, hey, we're the same species, so...
You're screwed.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty big trump card, right? It's like, no matter what you do, hey, you don't genetically match him, so...
He's mine.
Like, I mean, she is literally the last woman for him on Earth.
Of his species. Good thing she's cute, right?
Yeah, that's true. Imagine. Oh, my God. How stressful would that be? Like, oh, really?
That's all I got. That's all I got to choose from. Dang.
Yeah, that's a big trump card, I think.
No, but you know what? Outside of that, too, there was a bit of a standoff between Gabe and Vincent as well, too, in the very beginning of the episode. Yeah. Just trying to prove, like, I know I'm doing a lot of jumping around, but Gabe trying to prove to Vincent, after Vincent's just being just disrespectful over and over again, like, yo, she's waiting for me, P.S.
Yeah, well, Gabe had a really nice comeback to that. Yeah, and that was like, actually, she's waiting for me. But then Vince turns into a beast, and like, again, that's like the beast trump card. It's like, oh yeah, watch this.
I can move, and you can't because you're not a beast anymore. Bye.
Yeah. But, you know, I thought that, you know, people like... You know, bros who kill together, bond together. I don't know. These guys like took out a whole room full of people. You'd think they would have been like, hey, you know, let's high five on that. You just killed all these dudes.
Right.
But no.
Well, I mean, okay, but here's the thing. I will say I don't agree with Vincent being a jerk about the fact that Gabe just saved his life. But Vincent obviously was trying to get information from these people. And when you're dead, you're not going to really give a lot of information.
Well, I think Vince's point was more like, did you really think I was going to let this guy kill me? Like, you're just an amateur kind of Gabe.
Yeah, well... Yeah, but it's just too much. There's too much. They even talked about competing. Like, they're both competing, but with other motivations. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're competing for this necklace that ultimately is linked to both of them because the necklace is linked to Vince because of his lineage and his heritage and these beasts. And then Kat at the same time has this ancestor who apparently was doing the same thing that she's doing now, which has to do with involving herself in beasts who are mauling other people. It's just a repeat in history.
Yeah.
So who do you think really had more of a right to have the necklace?
That's an interesting question. To be honest, I think it actually was Tori.
What?
Yeah.
Had the right to have it?
Yeah.
Why?
I think so. I mean, didn't it kind of go down through? It was through her dad, right? Ultimately, that this whole thing went down through.
Yeah.
And it is technically a necklace.
I mean, way to be literal, gentlemen.
If anyone's gonna wear it, it's her. Plus, she took the risk. I mean, at the end of the day, she was the one wearing it. She was the one out in public. She made herself a target. I think she took the biggest risk for it, and she's got a direct tie to it.
Well, you know what? Let me just stop you right here. I'm glad you said that she went out in public with it. Here's the thing, okay, boo-boo. Vincent is parading around in town with you, just like Kat said. She thinks she's going on all these dates, and I love that she sat there and rubbed it into Kat's face like, hey, you never got to go in public with him on dates. That's why you're hating. No.
What does that come down to? Just like...
I mean, it comes down to a bunch of girls fighting, but what it really means is Tori's over here thinking she's getting, being arm candy to Vincent when really he's intentionally putting her out there with the necklace to say, hey, I got it. Whoever you are, show your face because I got it. Unfortunately, that caused the FBI to follow on his trail and cause a whole mess of drama, which led to this big hostage situation.
So it's like saying, hey, those were pretend dates? Those weren't
basically,
real dates?
I mean,
That's
I
kinda
think,
messed up.
here's what I think. I think he's confused. He doesn't know what he wants. He knows that Tori is like this on him, And what man doesn't enjoy that?
It's true.
Keep it real.
I don't know. Some men enjoy a chase.
Okay. I'll take that.
I think Vince likes to chase.
Yeah. So Tori's just easy. He's just like,
well, he's
whatever.
a beast. I mean, how does he not want to chase? Have you seen what dogs do? They chase.
Yes, I have, actually. We're not going to talk about that. Anyway.
Moving on.
So anyway.
Moving on, viewers.
But you make a very valid point. But I think that Tori's just handy because obviously Vincent is in a very selfish state of mind.
Yeah,
so he's not looking for how can I take care of you? How can you help me in my quest for what I need? Because it's all about me.
Right.
That's what I think is going on.
She's made it very, very easy for him. He's taken her for granted. I mean, look, she puts this thing on, completely risks her life, has absolute and complete trust in him. I mean, that's kind of a lot.
She's just sprung. She's a
little sprung.
It happens, ladies.
Right.
It happens.
Right.
Unfortunately, men take advantage.
They don't
do
always,
that.
But yeah, mostly. That's what happens.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
I'm just being honest.
So,
keeping it real.
and appreciate the honesty. But what's funny about that is they don't realize what exactly this necklace is for. Neither of them do. We obviously figure out in the show that it controls a beast, which makes sense. It was attached to a collar. It weakens you and your powers. But here she is parading around town with it. I'm wondering if Vincent has a little bit of a clue. Probably not.
No,
because he wouldn't be holding it, right?
I don't think he'd be holding it, and then... I mean, yeah, he's taking her for granted, but he likes her. You know what I mean? I mean, it's still the last woman beast on Earth, right? If she was really gonna be harmed, I don't think he would have lied. I think he didn't realize it up until that moment when he's getting his butt kicked and he's wondering why. Also, because he asked, "Well, how did you take a beast down?"
Good point.
So
Good point.
I think he didn't know.
Now, do you think that with all these things going on between him and Tori, there's obviously not the same connection as he had with Catherine, but do you think he's displacing some sort of unowned feelings that he has for Catherine onto Tori?
I'm not seeing a lot of emotion from Vincent on any front,
That's
he's
true.
really like pretty callous about like, hey, I'm just getting down to business. If you can help me out, great. If not, it's not my problem.
Right.
And that's how he is towards everybody.
Right.
I think they all see a deeper side, right? Or that they assume is still there.
Right.
I mean, ultimately he did put his neck out, which was like, like Vince is like PR wise, like the luckiest man on the planet, right? I mean, this guy should run for president after this. I don't want to jump ahead, but like seriously.
Yeah. All the great stuff is happening to him, and behind the scenes he's just not a very nice guy right now. But we're not going to talk about that. It's also Tess's birthday.
Right.
Which God, what a terrible birthday. I'm just going to get held hostage on my birthday. No biggie.
And Freddie, oh my God.
Yeah, let's just talk about that because let's just have you talk about some of your commentary about Freddie.
So I like to take notes during the show, and sometimes I say them out loud. And so this one, before we found out that Freddie got shot, I said something like, somebody said something like, "Oh, it's not his fault," and I was like, went off on Freddie. I was like, Freddie, you're such an idiot.
Totally dropped the bomb about the birthday.
Yeah, I think I actually literally called Freddie an idiot in that moment, and then,
and then he gets shot.
And 20 minutes later, Freddie, this older man is a total hero, gets shot in the throat. I mean, talk about foot and mouth. But thanks for bringing that up.
Anytime, All right, so there's a big, huge hostage situation going on, right? And these guys, I still don't know who they work for. We really don't know who they work for, but obviously there's the drunk guy. That was a huge reveal, and I didn't see that one coming at all.
No, not at all.
Did not see that coming at all.
No, I didn't either.
That was very well written, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, during this whole situation, exciting. But at the same time, there wasn't a lot going on, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
there was some good. There was some good action. There was some suspense. But in terms of advancing the overall plot line, the biggest thing we got was that the necklace controls beasts.
Right.
Which has a huge. It has possibly huge implications down the line, but we have no idea where that red dot is coming from, who's shooting who, and why.
Right. And we are way jumping at the end, talking about the red dot, meaning when Kat was in Target for being shot at the very end of the episode. Which my theory in that, and we can talk theories later, but Vincent made a good point that Catherine made the point that maybe whoever was pointing that sniper laser at her was the one who ended up with the necklace, because we don't know where it is now.
Yeah, I think that's got to be the same person, or they've got to be working together. Right? There'd be no point otherwise. And for a second when Vince was calling the guy on the phone, I thought maybe Vince was behind the whole thing.
Yes, me too.
But so how did he get the guy's cell phone number?
I don't know. See, I wrote that down in my notes too because I was trying to figure out, is Vincent impersonating somebody else, like their boss, and trying to manipulate these people, or is he the boss? Because we do know that he wants the necklace, so I wasn't sure if that was just his backup team. If he didn't get it, at least he knew they were going to get hit for him.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But it didn't seem to be the case.
No.
They didn't seem to recognize him. But, he went into another voice.
Yeah.
Right? But you know what? He was looking for it on all fours at the very end.
Right.
And he seemed genuinely confused.
Like most men.
What's with the male bashy today? You want to talk about that?
There's nothing
I don't have that in my
notes,
but we can.
I'm sorry. You know what? I'm just a little angry at Vincent, okay?
Oh
I was totally team him the last episode. You guys, I was defending him. You heard me. But this episode, he just got really cold, and I didn't appreciate it.
He's got to handle his business.
Well, he's
just got to get it done.
Okay, here's the thing.
What's the thing?
He made a good point to Kat. It was a little bit of a stinger as far as him going back in time, because Kat's trying to work with him as a team, and she truly doesn't understand why he's being so resistant towards her. And he says, you know what? Your mom turned me into a beast. Your dad wiped my memory clean, and he was using me. At one point probably broke his heart. We know that. And then just too much has happened to him. If you think about it, Kat shot him at one point. Last season, Tess shot him at one point. This guy has been through so much. So you really do have to think about his perspective, and often I forget to, and I'm too busy being angry with him. But apparently, when stuff like that happens, you start to lose trust in people.
What is that? Shame on me, fool me once.
Shame on you.
Yeah. Shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. How many shames have we got? 10?
Right.
If this guy didn't catch on eventually and start asking a couple more questions, I'd be like, you're an idiot, man. He shouldn't be so bitter, possibly.
Yeah.
But
because he comes off as not only bitter, but bitter and heartless and selfish. Does that make sense?
It does.
And I'm also wondering, where the heck was JT this entire episode?
I was wondering that as well.
We didn't see him once.
He was pistol whipped.
Pistol whipped. When did that happen? Did I totally miss that?
I mostly
last
just
episode.
wanted to say pistol whipped.
Oh, is that what's going on?
I don't get
All
to
right.
say that a lot.
All right. Wow. Okay, so going back to Vincent, though, towards the end of the episode, I feel like he did start to soften up a little bit. You see traces of feelings that he has for Kat. I think he's just being super macho about them and doesn't want to admit it.
Wait, where did you see these traces?
Okay, well, for example, he showed up when everybody was being held hostage, and and Gabe called it out. He said as soon as Gabe said that Kat was in the building, he was gone. Why do you suppose that is?
But the person who was actually who was going to be harmed was Tess.
But he didn't know that at the time.
He did at the time that he popped out and gave himself up.
Yes, but I'm at a different. But what I'm talking about is before he even entered the building, he just walked up, all in the SWAT team's business, having what I think Gabe said is a looky look at the blueprint.
That was a hilarious.
Yeah, a looky loo. That's what he said. Yeah. I'm just gonna have a looky loo.
That's what stops traffic in Los Angeles streets. By the
Seriously,
way. It's a serious national issue. I will get into it now.
But yeah, I mean, that's a good. He came up in there, was all up in their stuff for his own personal reasons to get the necklace,
How
get
did
in,
he
get
in
out.
there, by the way, you think
vent.
you think the SWAT team would have like a little bit greater security, but whatever. I digress.
He's a beast.
Sorry. He's a beast.
He
He's a
whooshed
beast.
past them and nobody noticed.
Whoosh.
He whooshed.
I gotta write down. I gotta get a whoosh.
And no,
Pick up whoosh. I'm doing it wrong, man. I don't have a whoosh.
No, but I mean, he probably just swooped past people, and it's because he was going to go in that direction anyways. But again, Gabe made mention that Kat was in the building and he was gone. Now, how does it feel to be Gabe in this situation? Because clearly he's got a lot of feelings for Kat. He can tell Kat is not letting go of all this anger and animosity. So as somebody like Gabe, you're looking at it like, yeah, she's not over him.
Yeah. Gabe, I don't even know. Gabe, what do I say to Gabe? Man to man, Gabe, you don't want to be a rebound ever.
No.
You don't want to be a beast rebound on top of that. I don't know if he's playing his cards right. I mean, I don't know. Generally speaking, from a woman's perspective, the guy who's sitting around waiting while you're breaking up with the ex, is that the guy you go for after you're over it?
On accident, quite possibly.
On accident. It's like if you fall, if she happens to fall down and he happens to be there, I mean,
I might kiss you.
You might.
No, no, I'm just saying. It's a very sweet gesture, and I understand because Gabe can't help how he feels. He obviously really, really cares about her, right? And so all he wants to do is what's best for her. But at the same time, he's got his own motives, and
they're very obvious.
They are very obvious. But sometimes when you're in love, you don't realize how obvious you are. It happens to all of us. Admit it.
Admit. Kat wants a beast.
He used to be a beast.
It's not cutting it today.
He's got instincts.
He's got nothing. He's got nothing but an awkward conversation at the. I mean, picture this, right? I mean, this guy is like talking to. Can I? I know this is the end, but
That's okay.
There's that awkward moment when you uncuff your ex, the girl that you like, who was on the floor with her ex-boyfriend, and then you ask if you can all work together.
Okay, he was saving her, right?
That's not a strong position, Gabe.
Yeah.
That's not a strong position.
But how terrible is it to walk into that scene? Your heart's pounding, you're worried, the girl you're in love with, she's in a hostage situation, I'm gonna bum rush into this building, I'm gonna rescue her, and she's in the arms of another dude.
Oh, speaking of which, not only was she in the arms, but did you see that face cup?
I did.
That was a total face cup.
It was totally delicious.
Oh my God, that was a total face cup. And like I told you, if I was on the floor with somebody, some dude, I wouldn't cup his face.
Well, I hope you wouldn't cup a dude's face.
Well, either way, I'm just saying that was not just like, hey, for safety's sake, let me
hold your head.
Let me hold your head. That was a face cup. There's a difference.
They were having a moment. I enjoyed the moment. It was reminiscent of the old Vin Cat, and I know all you beasties out there totally enjoyed it. Because it's telling us to not give up the hope. There is still something there. It's a little bit far away, but it's there. That's what I think that resembled.
Yeah, that was clearly a face cup. I mean, there's no denying that.
It definitely was. And Gabe totally saw it. And I'm sure he's trying his best to forget that he saw it. And the very end, I had that big aww moment because he had said to Kat, as she's pretty much dissing him kindly, you know, that fallback you go to, I'm just not ready. Which is true. She is not ready yet. But I don't know. It just sounded like a really big letdown. And he was like, you're worth waiting for.
Oh my gosh. Can we just call him BTG, Bad Timing Gabe? Can that be his new name?
Oh,
That's terrible. BTG. Another BTG moment. It's like, no, wait, now I'm ready. She's in the middle of a hostage situation. Like, people are about to get blown up and shot.
And he's like, I'm in.
And he's like, I'm totally in. What? BTG. BTG. Hashtag BTG. All day long, this guy has the worst timing.
Poor guy.
If I had like a wah sound,
You'd play it right now.
I'd play it right now. Come on, bud.
You know, but you gotta think about Kat's a lucky girl in the sense of where she gets around and she gets all the cute dudes.
She does. Yeah, she made out with everybody this episode.
Right?
Just like
no, wait, that was last episode. Last episode, she was making out with some other random dude.
You're right.
We were absent for that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but it still happened.
It did. She's making out with him. Last season, she had a little makeout sesh with Evan, which, by the way, had more chemistry than tonight and last episode's kiss with Gabe. But making out with Gabe,
agree with that,
making out with Vincent. Girl, put those lips away.
Or put it to use. Do what you gotta do to survive. There are beasts out there.
2 of them.
There's 2 beasts. You've only got 1 necklace.
Oh, Lord.
Do what you gotta do. Oh, and she kicked. She did manage to kick Tori down. I mean, that's gotta have felt pretty good, right?
Oh,
she just, like,
yeah.
kicked her.
Like, after all those things you just said to me and I'm trying to protect you, that's right. Kick her in the gut.
She did. She really fully kicked her in the stomach.
You know, and it's understandable
that was a good kick too.
It was. But and I was gonna say it's understandable that Tori's still a young beast, so she's not able to control her powers yet. But sometimes it just comes off so ignorant. Does it ever upset you? Because it upsets me sometimes that she's jumping the gun. She doesn't know enough about herself as a beast, but she's trying to make all these decisions like she knows what she's doing, and really, she doesn't.
I don't know. I can't hate on her. She's got like a little demon inside her, you know? I mean, don't
Fair
we all,
enough.
I suppose. But, I mean, in her case, that little demon, you know, I think she's doing her best. She's just young. I like her. I like you, Tori.
So, I'm a little sad. We talked about the fact that JT was not in this episode, and now that we're having all these inklings of romance, and there's a lot of tension going on, I feel like romance needs to come back, and I'm wondering if we are going to see that JT-Tess connection again sometime
you know
soon.
what? What did I say? Like, they're making out within two episodes?
You said 3, so we've had 2. That means next episode they have to get down.
I'm gonna stay with my initial prediction,
Next episode?
but I think I'm wrong. Dang it! Well, you know why? Because he was not involved at all in any of the birthday preparations. It was not talked about.
That was a little weird.
It's like
You would
he's
think.
nowhere on the radar right now in terms of the birthday stuff.
That's such a good note.
You know, he wasn't the one holding up the sign.
The $4.99 happy birthday sign.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah,
Ooh, I just rhymed. What?
you
Pinky,
did.
pinky.
You know, it was BTG.
Seriously, where are you, JT? Come on now.
Hold up the sign. At least chip in. It's $4.99. It's $4.99. You can't put $2.50 on that.
Though? Okay, I would have loved to actually seen the birthday party because Dana, who was the blonde officer, she made a very good point and mentioned that Tess, her life consists of covering up for other people. Her life is constantly about everybody else but herself. Mm-hmm. And she was saying, you know, Tess, you hold on to that birthday thing, and usually people who do that are, you know, it's the one day they get to relish in, it's all about me.
Is that what that's about?
That is what that is about.
I've been doing it wrong.
Oh, yeah, every other day of the week you're relishing.
Yeah, it's the one day that's for everyone else.
No, but I really would have liked them to be able to do something nice for her because I think she doesn't get enough love on this show as far as what she puts up with.
She's very supportive
does.
and she's always like 100% on, you know, when she needs to be. I think it was kind of nice. Well, I mean, inadvertently, this episode was a little bit more about her.
Yeah.
Part of her, you could see part of her journey, or you could see part of sort of what motivates her. And then you saw her be very grateful towards Vince. I mean, she just went up and hugged him.
That was a huge moment for me. Yeah. For me personally, and I don't know for anybody else, but because she's got so much... She's so anti-Vincent. You know, he's the one who's caused all this trouble. He's the one who's put a wedge in between her and her best friend's friendship because they used to be like this, and then there's secrets and this and that. Like, their friendship is totally changed. Well, that always
happens when you bring a man into the equation and there's best friends. Is it not always?
This is true. How many relationships have you ruined?
Look, we're back on Tess.
but seriously, he's been the source of a lot of... Not directly, but a lot of pain for her. Mm-hmm. So for her to put that guard down and run up to him, and she didn't just thank him, but she threw her arms around his neck and was like, "Thank you. You're the reason why I'm 30."
Yeah, that's an intense statement.
It is.
You're the reason why I'm 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wow, that is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't
and that was, you know what though, and I will say this, you know, for the actress, for Nina, I think, you know, she did an amazing job.
Yeah. For sure.
Because being in that situation where someone's got a gun to you and he's literally counting down the last moments of her life, holy cow, you know, and
yeah, you could see that there was stuff going on in her head. I mean, as
Yeah.
an actress, she did a great job of conveying that, you know, that sort of what happens, that sort of speed thinking that goes on in tense situations.
Yeah.
You could see that really in her expression. I thought she did a phenomenal job of that.
Yeah. I mean, let's keep it real. I knew she wasn't going to die because we can't get rid of her. But that was a pretty intense situation. Yeah. So anyway, sorry, you know, we've hopped all over the place for this episode, and it's always the man's fault, ladies, we know this. So, you know, something that somebody had tweeted to me earlier today is that this episode apparently was hugely tweeted out tonight.
Really?
Yeah, I got a lot of attention on Twitter, and I think it's just a lot of, for me, it's a lot of going back to the whole bickering situation between Kat and Tori. That was so huge for me, and I know there was so many other better things going on in this show, but
you like the bickering.
I did. I'm not gonna lie, I did. So I haven't been on Twitter lately, so I don't know what everybody else is saying, but I'm definitely gonna check it out later on tonight. What I do want to talk about tonight, I have a lot of pictures, so if there's anything you want to cover that I missed, by all means, call me out.
One question.
Do it.
At the end, they're all trying to get along, right?
Okay.
Good idea, bad idea to get along, to work with your ex. I mean, that's really what they're talking about. At the end, Vince and Kat are sitting down. It's like, do you work with the ex or do you just kind of go your separate ways?
Well, you know, Vince made a good point as far as there's no point on us competing, and they are so much stronger as one unified force. But that is a bad idea. That is a very bad idea. We've already seen the rage and the jealousy happen. Yeah. I think that's past. But
you saw her kick Homegirl in the stomach earlier.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I just feel like eventually sparks are going to fly, which obviously that's what the Beasties want. But looking at it from somebody who's in the story and you're the boyfriend and the ex-girlfriend or whatever working together, like, what are you getting yourself into? Or maybe you are on purpose.
Is that the advice? Don't work with the ex?
How about this? Don't work with the ex when you have someone like Gabe waiting off to the side for you and you just told him that you have feelings for him. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
It's leading people on, and I don't like that. I see heartbreak coming in the future.
Oh, so you think Gabe's going to get his little heart broken?
Absolutely. That's not fair. That's not okay.
That's going to be rough. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So for me, I think I've wrapped everything that I've wanted to say about this episode. And again, I apologize. I'm all over the place because I'm just excited to be back. We were gone last week. And so, you know. Anyhow, let's get into some news and gossip because I have some pretty cool pictures.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So while our engineer pulls up those pictures, I'll actually talk about some episodes coming up because I read a recap on some things. Oh, wait, our picture's up. So I want to talk about this. This is from last week because we were not here to discuss this. I just had to do this. This has got to seem like the least I'm into you gaze into your eyes before a first kiss ever in life.
What? That's not what it looks like beforehand? Oh, man. This is terrible. They all look like that. What?
No.
No, you're right. You're right. That's cold fish. That's
cold fish. It was terrible. And I tweeted about this, too, because I said, you know what?
Cold. That's cold fish.
This was the least romantic. It's a first kiss. It's not like, hey, we're boyfriend, girlfriend. We happen to be at work. I'm going to peck you. This is your first kiss, and it was at work.
She could be looking at her
She looks like she's about to say, you asshole, and then walk away.
Isn't that terrible? That's terrible. You can click onto our next picture. I don't know if I have. Oh, and there's the actual kiss, and he just looks like he's getting his face smushed.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That could be a girl's face or like a fist. You know,
Yeah, exactly. Replacing Kat's head.
You can't even tell the difference.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Sorry if you're Team Gabe. My apologies.
Sorry, guys.
While that's going, we'll go into another picture just because I think this is funny. So this is obviously Jay Ryan having a moment, some lip singing with, I don't know what is at his mouth, maybe a bottle of water. This is on his Pinterest, but I came across it and I thought it was.
What's on his head? You know what's on his head?
It looks like a cloth diaper or possibly just a dish rag.
He's trying to be French Montana.
Is that what that is?
That's what it looks like.
I don't know. I wish there was video to this one. Beasties, if you guys have come across a little video clip, a Vine, something, I don't know, message me on Twitter because I would love to see this. Let's go into the next episode. Oh, so this is Sand Hill. The theme, you know, I always go in themes, and the theme for tonight was just silly. I like seeing our actors silly. This was from Entertainment Weekly. We get a nice little ballerina belly shot of Sendo.
That's not easy to do.
It's really not.
As you know.
As I do know, yes. But, and then, yes, Austin Bases. I don't know if you've seen this one or not, but it's Austin as doing the Gangnam style dance. Another one I wish I had the video for, but...
That is actually easy to do.
Is it? You got that one?
I'll show you after.
I don't know. I love this picture. I think it's adorable. And then... look who's got some serious abs. Nina. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, Lisa. Wow. I'm like Nina, Lisa. I always do that to her. I'm so sorry. Nina. This is from an old movie a long time ago, but her body is rocking.
Yeah.
JT is in for a big treat. That's all I have to say.
She's not messing around.
No, she's not. Okay, so going back to my news, if you guys haven't heard anything about some of the future episodes, I wanted to share just a few tidbits. And one of the things that Brad Kern was saying, who's one of the EPs of this show, is that have faith, is what he said. So for all of you guys who are getting really upset about the lack of romance, it is coming. So in the future, there's going to be an episode called You Are My Destiny. And so they're really going to explore the skeletal remains that we talked about in some of the other episodes that link Kat directly back into what's going on, which we've already had a peek of that somewhat, so I'm not sure why they're still recapping that on some of these. But basically talking about Murfield and saying that they were all a facade. Like, his quotes were a Chinese box behind a Chinese box behind a Chinese box.
How many boxes is that?
A lot of boxes. So that's going to be a pretty big storyline, but basically saying that quite possibly there's a whole nother entity that was looking to re-engineer an extinct species. So the beast species, I don't know if that was your prediction or if that was Paige's prediction before, but that was spot on apparently.
I'll take it. I'm just kidding.
I'll take the credit. The other one is Four is a Crowd. So this one, Vincent is going to be exploring his B-side. Kat will explore Mr. Right. I'm assuming that means Gabe. As he explores the long question of who am I, he's got a woman he can connect to him in a way that Kat never can. Yes, Tori. We know. She's made that a clear point in this episode. He's saying also, the producer's saying, don't count on Tori staying too long or to the season finale because that's not in her story arc. So.
Oh, what?
Oh, what? She's not going to be here. Boo. And the last one I will share with you is Valentine's Day week. They are going to be really honing in on romance. Thank you. For Valentine's week. But they didn't specify with whom. So we don't know if that is indeed going to be Vincent and Kat, Gabe and Kat, Tori and Vincent, or possibly Tess and JT. We don't know. And there was one last thing that I wanted to... Oh, and it says something along the lines about there being a vow renewal. I don't know who will be renewing their vows. I'm a little bit, stumped by that one. But anyways, so that is my news and gossip, just to share with you a little bit of what could be going on in the future, along with some fun pictures, because y'all know I like pictures. Let's get into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
I love the noise.
Yeah. You had that glazed over look for a moment there. So, predictions. Well, I gave you some spoilers, so that ruins a little bit of the prediction theory, but I do want to talk about what I think will be happening with Vincent and Kat and how soon I think that something is going to happen, because I feel like I'm going to do the whole in the next few episodes. I think in the next 2 episodes.
Wow.
Something is going to happen. I don't know if it'll be an accidental kiss, possibly. I'm not quite sure. I would like to see it go in that direction. As far as what's going to happen with Gabe, I don't know. I think that Gabe needs to look for love elsewhere. I know he's going to wait around for Kat, but you can only wait so long.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen with this whole bone and necklace situation? What are your predictions for that?
Oh, that's an interesting one. One of the things about the beast phenomenon, right, is that there seems to be this limitless power associated with it. And I think what's being introduced by the necklace is a counterforce. Right now that you don't have like the conspiracy going on, things seem to be a little bit sort of clearer. They have to introduce another counterforce to, I think, keep things moving along, because without that balance, then it's like, well, the beasts are unstoppable. And we're starting to see the mortality of the beast, and we've been seeing that over episodes. Vince getting shot, not healing quite as well, a beast out of control. So I think you're starting to see slowly that these beasts are more human, right? There's like an empathy that you can sense. And I think with a necklace, now you've got, it's like the Lex Luthor with the kryptonite, right? Like now they're like on an even playing field. So I think that story arc is gonna play out.
Yeah. And Vincent had made mention also too, the fact that, or maybe it was Kat, but why would somebody be so after this necklace that controls beasts unless somebody else maybe owns one or is fighting against one? Like, why is there such a high demand for this gemstone?
That's true. Well, I mean, if they're aware of Vince's presence, maybe they just want like a trump card just in case. But with all the effort that they're putting into it, I think they're going to put that necklace to use. And all we know is one of the properties of the necklace, right? All we know is that it contains beasts. Maybe it can help turn other people into beasts, or maybe there's some other qualities that we still don't even know about.
Very good point. Very good point. Well, that's something
I told you there was stuff going on in there.
something occasionally goes on up there.
Just once.
I'll give you that. So, you guys, thank you for joining us, Beasties. Again, if you have theories, we'd love to hear them. You're welcome to tweet at us and tell us what you think is going on. So why don't you tweet Alex at...
Alex Angarita. AlexAngarita.
That's right, and you can tweet me at KissMyPassport. So thank you for joining us this week. We will see you next week, and we will have Paige next week, so we have a full family and a full house. Can't wait to see you then. Good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. He left me hanging again.
No, I got the timing off. I'm sorry.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.